This is Dr. David Chao, Pro Football Doc, and we had some exciting finishes there. Ravens going for two and not getting it, and San Francisco being stopped, and Seattle victory. We still have Sunday Night Football to go. Kansas City against Denver with some injury mismatches and potentially a low-scoring game. But let's take a first look at Week 14, our very first look at Week 14. A lot of quarterback injuries around the league. Daniel Jones with his neck issue. We've said before we're worried about being a disc and a nerve issue given that he's non-contact. He's on the road with the Giants to Tucson and then to play the LA Chargers. But Mike Glennon, his backup, has a concussion. He finished the game. We don't have details. We don't know if he had symptoms or symptoms came on later. But the fact that if it's true that symptoms came up later, he's more likely than not going to be available to play, and the clearance process is more convoluted because he's on the road, etc. So who would be the quarterback for the Giants? It might be off the Bills practice squad, Jake Fromm. Matt Stafford, the Rams dominated, but he had a sternal contusion. Those can be more painful than rib fractures. He finished the game as he always does. He only missed one play, and he looked pretty good, but he might miss some practice time this week, and we'll come back to that. Joe Burrow with his pinky finger on his throwing hand. Tape, no tape, glove, no glove. Did it affect his grip and throw a little bit? Maybe, but by the second half, I think at halftime they numbed it and he finished the game. Relative non-issue. Tyrod Taylor fell on his left wrist, non-throwing hand, and was said to be benched for performance, not necessarily injury. Andy Dalton had a minor hand issue. Taysom Hill, mallet finger in the middle finger, could affect his grip. We'll have to see what happens. There's a possibility it's back to Trevor Siemian. He wants to try and play through, but it's a matter of grip and accuracy. Jalen Hurts did not play this week, and with the bye week should be fine by next week, by week 15 when he comes back. Lamar Jackson, a minor ankle issue. Other significant issues, Adam Thielen with an early high ankle sprain. Out. He tried to return valiantly, did not, could not, and will miss this Thursday. Missed at least these two games. The game that he did not finish today and at least this Thursday. Logan Thomas with a bone contusion, anterior knee contusion, hyperextension, hopefully no structural damage, did not finish the game. Joey Bosa did not return with a head injury, but he did not have a concussion. So he's going to be cleared to play. His head coach said he wanted to be safe because of his concussion history. He's had 2 concussions the last season, and they made a coaching decision to hold him out. Kenyon Drake looks to have had a high ankle / MCL combination and was carted off the field early in that Raiders game. The Rams lost and survived, losing their left guard and center to an ankle and knee injury respectively. Miles Sanders' late game ankle re-aggravation is mild. I think he was pulled more for score, and he'll be fine after the Eagles bye. Logan Wilson appeared to have dislocated his shoulder. Linebacker shortages had him playing special teams and running down the field for the Bengals there, and he's a key for them. Kenny Golladay had a rib issue, returned. It is not a rib fracture, more like a rib cartilage, rib muscle strain issue. Jamal and Adams had a shoulder issue as well. Key matchups going into next week. Thursday Night Football, Pittsburgh at Minnesota. Steelers with left guard issues coming off the big win here. Dalvin Cook will not be ready in our opinion. Adam Thielen will not be back in our opinion with his high ankle. Cook with his shoulder issue. So some shortages for the Vikings after the loss to Detroit. And that was one of our 6-score specials based on the deltas of Vikings going down and the lines going up. But also pay attention to the Vikings defense. They've got a lot of issues on the defense. Their top 5 defenders missed this game, which is why we like the Lions. New Orleans at the New York Jets, the quarterback issues, Taysom Hill and his mallet finger accuracy. Zach Wilson still recovering from his PCL issue. Giants versus the Chargers, quarterback issues for the Giants we talked about. It might be Jake Fromm starting. We'll have to see. Bosa will be ready to go. They'll get Lindell Joseph back at nose tackle off of COVID for the Chargers. Chicago at Green Bay. Is it Justin Fields or is it Andy Dalton? I think Fields could be ready to play. I think it becomes a coaching decision, as we've talked about. Allen Robinson obviously has missed some time. Aaron Jones should be ready to go from his very mild MCL for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers and his dislocated / fractured pinky toe really should be a non-issue. It's going to be 5 weeks. No surgery was needed, as we've talked about. And I think the Monday Night Football game is going to be a good one. The Rams against the Arizona Cardinals. Matt Stafford, I'm telling you, keep an eye on the sternal contusion. Those can be very painful all week. He might be very limited in practice, but he's a gamer we'll try to play. Darrell Henderson was active today, but really didn't see much of the ball, if any. It was really Sony Michel's game. And, of course, some worry for the offensive line, left guard and center for the Rams. They may not make it back. There's our quick Week 14 first look ahead. Thanks for watching. ProFootballDoc.com and Twitter at ProFootballDoc. Thanks.